My name's Kylie Nero. I'm going to give you a presentation about Wikipedia. We're going to talk about how you use the website, how you edit the content, how you create your own content. So, Wikipedia, of course, is a huge source. There's a lot to cover here. So, we're going to talk about what it is, how you can find information on the website. We're going to give you an introduction to the wiki markup. We're going to show you how to edit existing articles. We're going to show you how to create your own articles, and then we're going to open it up for questions at the end. So, what is Wikipedia? As you know, or may not know, Wikipedia is a web-based website. Again, kind of falls under that large umbrella of social media. It's openly editable. That means that anyone can edit it. The admins on the website do have the option to revoke changes if they're, of course, inappropriate or blatantly incorrect. But for highly scientific articles, believe it or not, Wikipedia is actually very, very accurate. And I didn't, unfortunately, couldn't find the source to cite, but it's my understanding that years past, Wikipedia, again, for highly scientific articles, was considered on par with the Encyclopedia Britannica. So, again, for subjects that can be easily verified, this stuff can be very, very sharp. It was launched early January 2001. It has over 77 active contributors and over 22 million articles in almost 300 languages. And the best part about it all is that it's free. If you use Wikipedia, you might have seen those little signs at the top. They say, hey, you know, we do this all for free. We need a buck or two here or there to donate, but they don't require you. They give you the option. So this is Wikipedia's homepage. When you first come into Wikipedia, if you're just going straight to the website without searching for something in particular, it gives you kind of an overview of today's features article. It gives you a did you know section. You can see on this day in the past, there's some cool facts. And then it also will tell you a little bit about the news. You have options over here to be able to search by particular content. But most of the time, at least for me, when I'm using Wikipedia, it's not just to kind of see what information's out there that I can get my hands on, which is a great way to use it. But for me, most of the time, I'm looking for an answer to something in particular. So I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can get access to that information. So if you wanted to know a little bit about automobiles and how they work just in general, you could go to the famous website, I'm sure everyone knows, Google, and you can type in the search bar, automobiles. Lo and behold, right at the top here, you get a link to a Wikipedia article about automobiles. You can click on that, and that will take you to the Wikipedia page that will cover what automobiles are, maybe a little bit about how they work, some history, you know, what they look like today, and that sort of thing. If you know that you're going to look for content specifically on Wikipedia, you can go to the Wikipedia website, and you could type in automobile in the box down at the bottom. You would either press enter, click on the link, and it will take you to the automobile page. But from any Wikipedia page, if you're already on the website, you also can search up here in the search bar in the top right. Type in what you're looking for. Maybe you want to go from automobile to motor vehicle because there's some distinction there that you care about. You could type that in. Chances are that may redirect you to the same page, but it doesn't necessarily have to. And then within all the articles themselves, you got a bunch of blue links that you can click on to take you to the different pages about the content that's being referenced in the article. Which I beat myself to the gun. Dang it, I had drawn that out actually right here. So as you can see in the introductory paragraph here at the top, you have a blue link that you can click on to take you to the motor vehicle page. You also have some information over here on the right, again, particularly for scientific articles. We'll give you information, a quick overview about what the page that you're consuming is about. And then you also have a table of contents which will kind of direct you through all the different things that this page has. So for the automobile page, for example, we have etymology, history, mass production, weight, seating, fuel, safety, so on and so forth. It goes on and on and on. All this stuff you could possibly want to know about automobiles. So I'm going to show you a little bit now that we know what articles are, how to get to them, how to browse around and find the information that we need. The big question is, well, how do we edit that information? Say you go to a page and you have something useful to contribute to the discussion on that page or the article on that page. I'm going to teach you a little bit about this term, wiki markup, and what that is. That's basically a clever way of saying all the way that Wikipedia formats all of its content. So we're going to talk about the section headings, the basic formatting. We're going to talk about how you link to pages, other websites. We're going to talk about using lists. We're going to talk about references and footnotes. And we're going to teach you how to show an image. The cool thing that I want to make sure I explicitly state here is that Wikipedia makes doing references and footnotes super, super easy. So I remember being back in high school and what a pain it was to try and cite the sources and all that business. Wikipedia makes it so, so simple. There's no good excuse to not do it. So one of the things I want to mention right off the bat is the section headings. So in Wikipedia, your articles are all broken up into sections, which is how you get that table of contents that we saw on the automobile page. And it's so simple how you generate these things. You simply, in the little text box where you edit the content for the page, you type 2 equal signs. You put in the term for whatever the section heading that you're using is, and then 2 more equal signs, and that's how you create a section heading. It's so simple. You can create subsections by using 3 equal signs, and you can create subsections by using 4 equal signs. It's super simple. They've tried very hard to make this stuff easy for folks like you and me, people who may or may not know anything about computers, to be able to add their own content. One thing I should draw attention to before I get too far ahead of myself is that at the bottom of all these slides here, again, all the presentations are going to be on the MLMF website. In fact, they already are, so if you have a mobile phone and you know what you're doing, you could go online and download these presentations right now. But for more information on all these different topics, I've included a link at the bottom that you can use to get to a Wikipedia page that will help you understand what each topic I'm talking about is. So, line breaks on Wikipedia. This has burned me more than once. You have to make sure you press the enter key twice. You need a blank line between in order to break your line. And that's used just in case you have like fancy formatting or a big document that you want to split out visually in the text editor without actually putting in real physical spaces in there. You can create block quotes, so if you're quoting a paragraph from a book, you're quoting a big speech that someone gave, whatever the case is there, they make, you just type a left bracket, you type the word block quote, you put in whatever you want in the middle, and then you close that tag by just putting a slash in front of the ending quote, or the ending tag is what they call those. There's also a simple way to do italics. You just press, there's a key on the top left of your keyboard. This is not an apostrophe. I'm not sure what the actual term for that is, but it's, I think a tick mark is what they call that. You type in 2 tick marks, just like 2 spaces. 2 tick marks will get you your text in italics. 3 will get you some text in bold, and 4 will get you text that is italicized and bold. So again, they tried very hard to make this easy. If you want to link to another page, all you do is you type a left bracket here. That's a square bracket, not a curly bracket. You would just do left bracket twice. Again, 2 seems to be the magic number on Wikipedia. So if in doubt, just type in the magic key twice. And then you put the name of whatever page you want to link to in between your closing set of 2 brackets and your ending, or your beginning set of 2 brackets and your ending set of 2 brackets. So if you want to link to a page about automobiles, you would just do bracket, bracket, automobiles, bracket, bracket, right in the middle of your paragraph, and that's how you create those blue links that people click on in order to jump over to the other page. There's also a way that you can put other words on the end. So for example, if you know the page that you're trying to link to is called copy edit, but you want the term copy editors, because that's the English that fits into your paragraph, you can put the rest of the word outside of your 2 closing brackets, and as long as you don't put a space in there, it's going to create all one big link out of it, as you can see here from the copy editors. Now, you may be wondering whether or not a certain term has a link page to it. My advice for that would be anytime you have something that may or may not exist on Wikipedia, I'd say go ahead and try making a guess on the brackets, put them in, because worst case scenario is that you put in the 2 brackets, it puts red text, a red link in there on your article, and then that indicates to other Wikipedia users that the page that you need to, that you're referencing here doesn't actually exist yet. So if, for example, I was writing an article about myself, which is not encouraged in Wikipedia, and those pages will actually get taken down. The idea is, again, it's supposed to be about famous or scientific articles, events, places, things like that. But if you were to create a Wikipedia page for yourself, of course, that wouldn't last very long. But if I wanted to, for example, I could put my name in the double brackets like this. You'd go to the page. That link for my name would be red. You could click it, and it would take you to a Wikipedia page that says, this page on Kylie Nero doesn't exist yet. Do you want to create it? So that's a great thing to use if you suspect that there may be something out there, or if you know that there's something out there, you can use that as well. You also can link to a particular section on a page by using this good old hashtag. Again, social media, that's kind of the way that they've always done this. This hashtag has a bit more roots in HTML and web language in general, which if you're not familiar with, stick around. We're going to do a presentation later on today about the internet, what it is, how it works. And you'll learn a little bit about kind of how the roots of this stuff came to be. But this allows you to jump to a particular section on a page. So if you wanted to jump to the safety component of automobiles page, you could do that. And as you see from down here, there's blue right in the paragraph just like this, and that's how those links get created. You would click on them and they'd take you to whatever page that, that particular link is referencing. So there's also ways to link to external websites, and it's very, very simple. The first would be if you just type in the URL of a website that you want to link to, in the paragraph, that is going to create a link that takes you off to that web page. But maybe you don't want to link via the URL. Maybe you just want a small little icon like this that will take you off the page somewhere else without actually explicitly saying what the website is. In that case, you would just put one square bracket around your URL, and it will give you a little button there. I'm trying to think of an example where that might be useful, but unfortunately, I'd have to admit, I guess I'm not as prepared as I should be, because I don't have a good example for where you might want to use that. The one that I find a bit more useful is this bottom one here, where if you put a square bracket, you type in the URL, and then before closing the square bracket, if you put a space and you type something inside those two brackets there, that will actually create a link to whatever web page you've specified using the text that you've put after the URL. So in this case, if you want to link to wikipedia.org and you don't want to write www.wikipedia.org in your paragraph, you can put a space after the URL, you type in the word Wikipedia, and that's going to give you a link to the website at the URL that you specified, but it won't give you the whole URL in the paragraph. It's going to just give you the text. You'll click on that and it'll take you to the website that you're intending to send your user to. So Wikipedia also allows you to create lists. They have unordered lists and ordered lists, where the unordered list is just built basically using asterisks. It's very simple. If you want to nest items within each other, indent items, use sub-items, you do 2 asterisks, 3 asterisks. Asterisk is just a fancy term for star if you're not familiar. And then ordered lists down here use the hashtag. So it's one of those things where some of these keys get reused. You may remember the hashtag from the slide we were just on that takes you to a particular point in a page. When used outside of a link, it's how you create an ordered list. And that works the same way. You can nest items within each other using indentation by just using 2 hashtags in a row. So, as I mentioned, Wikipedia does a good job of trying to make references, citing your sources, very, very simple. And I'm excited to say that I find the reference system on Wikipedia tremendously simple. So, there's a square bracket here, and then the letters REF, short for reference, and then another angle bracket. And so what happens is when you create one of these ref tags, you can put anything you want inside that ref tag, and that's going to be how you reference that particular article or news source or whatever it is down at the bottom of your page. So in this case, for example, we have a ref tag, and inside of it is a link, and you can combine these tools that I'm teaching you. So inside the top ref tag here, we actually have a square bracket and a URL, and then you have a space and then the rest of your text. And what that will create for you here is your text will come out looking like this, where it's, again, a reference, not an embedded link. So it's going to come out with a little signal that you have a footnote. And then down when you actually include your references, which is just using a couple squiggly brackets and the word ref list for your list of references. When you include that reference list, you're going to get a URL that looks like this. It just says the term Library of Congress, which is what we put and this URL here as the alias for that link, and it's going to take you to www.loc.gov. In the event that you are referencing a work that doesn't exist on the web, they make that pretty easy too, where you again have the angle bracket, ref, and then inside your ref tag you can use a name, just like this. So in quotes you could put the name of whatever the unit that you're referencing is, and then you type inside the ref tag how you want that to appear, and then you close out your ref tag, and when you put a reference list down at the bottom, you're going to see all those references there, just like you would type them in here. And the cool thing about this is that if you give it a name, if you give your reference a name, you can use that same reference other places in your article, and you don't have to type all that junk in again. You just use the same name on the ref, and it knows the reference that you're talking about. So it's a really cool way to make multiple claims from a single source and reference them all together. Again, I know this is a lot to remember, so the idea here is I'm trying to give you a sense that this stuff shouldn't be intimidating. It should be relatively simple once you get used to doing it. Like anything, it takes a little bit of memorization. So this presentation, again, is already on our website, mlmf.org. You can go there, you can download the presentation, and you can either copy text straight out of here, or if you visit the help page that I have down here at the bottom, that will take you to Wikipedia's built-in help citations page, and there you can copy and paste everything straight from their website, and you don't even have to type anything in. You just fill in the details and you'll be all set. So when uploading an image to Wikipedia, you have to make sure that whatever image you have that you need to upload gets uploaded to Wikipedia first before you can use it, because it has to be on the internet in order for other users to be able to view the website. So the cool thing is that Wikipedia has some tools here. Over right in the left bar, there's a button to be able to upload a file. So you can upload images, you can upload zip files, you can upload PowerPoint presentations, whatever content that you have, you can upload to Wikipedia using that button here. And it will give you a wizard that kind of walks you through how to upload your content and how to get that on Wikipedia so that you can reference it from your articles. So here, for example, this is a stage that we have in the wizard. So once we've already gone through and specified that we need to upload something here, Wikipedia politely requests that you search for the content that you're trying to upload before actually uploading it, because they want to try to avoid duplicates. So if you're trying to upload a picture of a cat, they ask that you do a search for whatever you're trying to upload first, so that if there's already a picture of a cat online, you can use that cat picture instead of uploading your own. The third page here asks you to verify the copyright license of the work. So something you need to be very aware of is that unless you're the user generating the content totally from your own work, you need to be careful about the content that you upload to Wikipedia. Just uploading it to Wikipedia doesn't guarantee that it's free for use. All of the work that is uploaded to Wikipedia does specify a license that you can use in order to potentially redistribute the work. It's not a guaranteed thing. There's a lot of things on Wikipedia that do allow you to freely redistribute as long as you cite the source, but it's not a guarantee. So you have to be careful, A, about both the work that you're uploading, make sure that you are legally allowed to redistribute it, and B, you want to make sure that content that you get from Wikipedia you cite in the proper way, or you be careful if it's not allowed for redistribution, you can't redistribute it. But once you've got your content up on Wikipedia, actually linking to it is very simple. So, similar to how we do URLs or links to other pages, Wikipedia has a bracket, and then they have the word file. So you would type in the word file, you put a little colon, the 2 dots afterwards, and then you type in the name of whatever file you just uploaded. And when you upload the files, of course, you get to punch in the name. It will tell you, where the file is, where it's located, and all that business. But you don't need to worry about any of that. You just put in the name of the file that you uploaded, and it will show up straight in your page. So in our case, for example, maybe we had a picture of an automobile. So in our case, automobile.png is the name of the file. That's all we need to remember. We'll come into our page, we'll do bracket, file, automobile.png. with a link so that you can have a picture that takes you to another web page. You again can combine some of these different tags. So you'll do your automobile PNG, and then you do what I call the bar sometimes. It's that little bar just above your enter key, typically on most of your keyboards. It's a bar that stands straight up. You use that to separate your file reference from your link reference. So here, for example, you can say link equals automobile, and then that will allow you basically to take a picture of an automobile, and when you click on it, it takes you to the Wikipedia article about automobiles. There's options in here to be able to resize your image. You can use pixels in order to resize those. If you're not familiar with pixels or resizing images, you may want to stay away from that, but it can be useful if you know what you're doing. You also can link to a picture or an article or an image or whatever the case is without actually displaying what that picture or file or whatever the case is. So you can say this is an image of an automobile in your paragraph without actually showing the picture of the automobile as well. So that's kind of a cool trick in the event that you need it. Again, existing articles can be edited by anyone. So if an article exists on Wikipedia, you can go up to the top right here, you put your mouse over that edit button, and this whole dialogue, everything you see here, will be editable by you. Now again, the idea is that all this content gets tracked, so in the event that something, maybe a malicious user tries to delete some text, or somebody tries to upload something offensive or incorrect or whatever the case is, the admins will catch that stuff and they'll revoke it. So Wikipedia stores all the history for all this stuff, and the text looks intimidating. Again, I know there's a lot to memorize even in this before, and if you look at the text on here, it looks very, very overbearing, but I assure you this stuff is simple once you get going on it. I would encourage you to start small. So maybe find an article that talks about something you know about, something you care about. If you have a fact or a piece of information that you can fix or add or contribute, I would say edit the page and don't worry about any of the fancy tags just to start out. Maybe just try modifying the English that's written in the paragraph there. And then maybe somebody else will come along and they'll put in a link for you. Or maybe they'll add an image for you. The whole idea of this whole website is that it's supposed to be a collaborative effort. So feel free to start as small as you want. Even if you notice there's a grammar mistake in an article or a sentence is missing an apostrophe somewhere. Start with those edits and then work your way up as you become more comfortable with the different articles that are in there. Wikipedia gives you a cool tool as well called the sandbox, which basically you can use to play around with just like a sandbox. The idea is that you can take anything that you might be working on, or you want to try something out, or you want to test something, but you don't want to disrupt an article that already exists or mess up somebody else's page. So you can go to the sandbox, which is accessible from the special pages here on the left. You'll get to the sandbox, and then the sandbox allows you to, you could try, mixing and matching all your different tags, or you might say, oh, I wonder what happens if I do this, or whatever the case is. And the idea is you get your own personal sandbox that you can work in to make sure you're comfortable with what you're trying to edit and make sure it's gonna work the way you want it to. All of the articles in Wikipedia will give you the option to preview your changes before actually committing them. So you can use that in combination with the sandbox here and make sure you're totally happy with your work before you save it. Start, I would say, when looking to be able to add content to Wikipedia, I would say again, start by editing pages that already exist. Start very simple, small changes. But then when you're feeling comfortable with that, maybe you've done a couple links here or there, or changed some section headings or whatnot, and you're ready to start adding your own content. The way that Wikipedia allows you to start editing content or adding your own content is by searching. So again, just like you did with the images, you want to start adding your own content by searching for that content to see if it already exists, because you don't want 2 pages on New Hampshire, for example, in Wikipedia. In fact, it won't even let you if they have the same name. But you wouldn't want multiple pages of New Hampshire because everybody and their mother tried to create a Wikipedia page for New Hampshire, not realizing there already was one. So you start by searching out for your page here. And what's going to happen is, for example, if I wanted to create a page on myself, which again, I don't encourage you to do because they will get removed. If you were to search for whatever you're looking for, myself in this example, you get search results here, and in the case that what you searched for doesn't match any pages directly, you get an option down at the bottom that says, the page kindly narrow does not exist. You can ask for it to be created, meaning you can say, hey, can one of the admins create this page for me? And they'll do it for you. Or you can do it yourself. You'll notice this red link here, which is that link that I was talking about before, where you link to a page that doesn't exist. If you were to click on that red link, that takes you to a page that will show you what, it's basically like an open slate. It gives you an open slate that you can put in your title, you can put in the content, you can put in all your section headings, and all that business there. So it will take you to a brand new page that you can start punching in information to. It's pretty simple. And all of the text that you do in that for content is going to be just the same as if you were editing. So they use exactly the same tags, all the bold and the section headings and the links and the images and all that, everything you put in the content is going to be the same whether you're editing or creating a new page. Another cool thing that Wikipedia offers you is this thing called an article wizard. And if you're trying to create a new page and you don't have a user account previously created, it will bring you to this article wizard that will walk you through step by step on how to create your pages. So it will start by giving you an introduction. It will give you basically some links to information that you can use. This is a great resource when trying to figure out what the different tags are, or remember what they were, or what's the syntax on that one again. So there's some pieces here about that. There's links over here basically that talk about how you want to generally try editing before you create, and they give you links to be able to learn a little bit more about the creation process before you actually go through and pull the trigger. So I'm going to wrap up here on a note to say that you may want to consider, if you plan on being an active contributor to Wikipedia, you may want to consider creating your own Wikipedia account. Again, Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, and you don't have to create an account to create a page or edit a page. But I encourage you to consider creating an account because it allows you to track all of your changes. So as you make changes to pages, you can look back in history and see all the different work that you did. It allows you to communicate with other Wikipedia editors, so you can contribute to talk pages, which are discussions about the article pages that exist. And it's nice to let Wikipedia know that, hey, this is somebody who's actually got vested interest in the work that Wikipedia is doing. And it's, again, a good opportunity for you, if nothing else, to say, thanks, Wikipedia, I appreciate the work that you're doing.